Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Geek with Glasses Live. Today we're going to take a look at Apple's recently released Mac App Store, and it was released today via a Mac OS update. Unfortunately, you do have to be running Snow Leopard to get the Mac App Store. If you're running Tiger or if you're running Leopard, you're kind of out of luck. So what you'll want to do is make sure you have a copy of Snow Leopard if you're not already running it. And if you are, then what you'll do is you'll do your typical Apple software update, and it's going to download a new version of Mac OS. And that new version, pretty much, it has a couple of small bug fixes, but the major thing is it brings the App Store to play. And as you can see, the menu option here that used to read, I think it was Find Mac Software, which you would click and it would take you to this web page, which is off the Apple.com site. It was a store where you could come down here to Mac Software, and this is pretty much the easiest way to kind of go out there and look for new applications for whatever whatever you're trying to do on your Mac, whether it was organization apps or finance apps or whatever. You could click in these links and it would show you the software, and if you were interested in something, you'd click it, purchase it, install it, and you'd be good to go. Well, they're taking it to the next level. They're taking cues from the iTunes App Store for iOS, whether it's your iPod or your iPad or your iPhone, and they're doing the same thing. They're taking all of that information that was on that website and those apps, and they're putting them together in a nice, easily managed application that is installed on your system. And what they're doing, they're claiming right now they've got over 1,000 apps that are available on launch date, which was today. And you can come in to launch the App Store, and it's automatically going to go out there and notice if you have applications installed. So if I scroll down here, you'll notice that iPhoto is listed as installed, Pages is listed installed, iMovie is listed installed. And at the top here, what you're going to notice is there's an Updates button. Just like your apps for your iOS devices, you've got that update every time you open the App Store on your device, or if you're syncing and using iTunes, it'll let you know there's apps to update. Any apps that are available for update will be listed right here in this window. Unfortunately, as you can see, I can't demo that because everything I have is pretty much up to date thus far. So let's go back and take a look at some of these features and how to navigate through the store. For those of you who do use iTunes to manage your iOS devices and iOS device apps, this is going to be pretty familiar to you. You've got your featured, which is kind of like your front page stuff. You've got news and noteworthy, you've got what's hot, and you've got staff recommendations or staff favorites. And then you can go on the top of the charts, and like me, like I always do with my iOS, here's your top free. So you can see all apps, and these are all the apps that are available for free. And let's just quickly take a look at how this does an install. It's pretty straightforward. I actually updated my Evernote today, as well as I installed the Twitter app. I was using Tweety on my Mac, but I updated to Twitter just to kind of see how this works. And I noticed that they've got Carbon Copy, and I don't actually have it installed on my machine. And Carbon Copy is a great app, so I'm going to go ahead and install that for demonstration purposes. You can click on the app, and it's going to give you a quick synopsis of what the application does and all of the information about it, the size, when it was released, yada yada. So that information is all here. Now, if you want to install it, you can either click the button here, or you can be back on the main page. You just click the free button, and it's automatically going to ask you for your information for your iTunes account, and there you go. You can see it just pops over, it shows a little install icon, and it bounces it to let you know that it's been installed, and that's it. You're up to date, you're installed, you can click on the app, and you can start using it just like that. So it's pretty cool. For those of you who are looking for any kind of a backup software, Carbon Copy does a great job, so take a look at that. And from here on out, essentially, if, let's say, Carbon Copy came up with an update, or if Evernote came out with an update, the App Store application is monitoring all of those apps. So you don't have to have the individual apps checking for updates. So, like, you know how you launch Evernote and it says, hey, there's a new version every other day. Thanks, Evernote. You can, instead of having to launch the app and know that there's an update available, or checking the website for when they announce new updates, this software will alert you and let you know. So the next time you open the App Store and you click the Updates button, if there is an update, you can just set it to automatically update those applications. So purchases will let you know, give you a list of what you've downloaded, what you've installed, and when you did it. And just like the App Store for iOS devices, you've got categories. So if you're bored and you're looking for some games, you can come in here into categories and look for all the games. And as you can see, there's, Black Ink, which looks like a crossword puzzle, is $25. There's a Word Crasher game for $4, and it's kind of cool. They've got some of the apps that you're used to playing on your iOS devices, like Angry Birds, and Flight Control HD was on here. I don't know where that is now, but you can install some of those really cool, fun apps that you're used to playing. Here you go. Here's Flight Control. On your iOS device, and now you can play them. They're porting them over so you can actually play them on your Macs. So that's kind of cool. The one thing that kind of scares me about the App Store, just like the iOS App Store, is, as you can see, some of these apps are a little bit more expensive. This is a $20 app, and this is a $60 app. This is a $10 app, and these are all very, easily to install. You're going to set up the App Store with your iTunes account, and you're going to log in as you did there. The problem is all it takes is one click to buy these things. So you could very easily go, oh, hey, I want to play Angry Birds, and I want to play Swat-It, and I want to play Bejeweled, and you install those 3 apps, and then all of a sudden at the end of the month you get your email from Apple saying you owe them or you've been charged $25 because your credit card information is already stored, and all it takes is a single click. And so if you're bored and you're like, oh, I'm going to buy this and this and this and this, those $1.99, $4.99 apps, those can add up pretty quickly, and you can find yourself paying a lot of money to Apple. And it's kind of like the iOS, but most iOS devices, they pop out or max out at about $5, so you're spending 99 cents, $1.99. Well, with these, you're paying $20 and $60 and, $7 and so on and so forth. So you could see where you might find yourself going, oops, at the end of the month when you get your email. So that's a quick look at the App Store. It looks very familiar to me. I actually did a video about a year and a half ago about an App Store that was out there, a third party called Bodega. And there's actually a video on Bodega out on geekwithglasses.net. And I find it kind of interesting that the App Store is pretty much identical other than the aesthetic view. So I'm actually trying to figure out whether or not Apple went out and bought Bodega or they just kind of copied them. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the App Store. I like the way it works, and I like, because I used to go on a regular basis to look for free productivity apps or speed enhancement apps and tweaking apps for my Mac via the website, and now I don't need to do that. I have a much easier, faster way to navigate for applications to install on my Mac. In fact, I've actually seen a couple of freeware games that I'm going to install just to have something to keep me entertained, while I'm in an airplane or sitting around in a meeting not really paying attention. So anyways, that's the Mac App Store. If you have a copy of Snow Leopard and you want to get your hands on this, just go do your software update. It's going to come down as a Mac OS update, and you'll have access to, as Apple is claiming, over 1,000 applications as of launch date. And obviously, if it's anything like the iTunes App Store or the iOS App Store, we're going to see that number grow pretty quickly, because I think some of the developers out there are definitely going to be taking advantage of this distribution platform to get their software out to you. So you no longer have to go to Apple stores or Best Buy to find the best software for your Mac. You've got it right here from the comfort of your own office chair or couch. You can get it installed quickly and pretty efficiently. So go out there and take a look at it. And as always, for more tech information, please follow me on Twitter, and that's twitter.com/geekwithglasses. You can like me up on Facebook, and that's facebook.com/geekwithglasses. And as always, check out the website at www.geekwithglasses.net. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.